One of the reasons why I like fighting games so much is because of the different types of characters to choose from. But something that interests me even more is why people choose the characters that they do. Now there are multiple reasons as to why a person chooses their character, but I think that if we really wanted to simplify it, we can use Plato's theory of the soul. Now, a lot of you are scratching your heads right now and wondering what the heck am I even talking about? That's fine. And to understand what I am talking about, I will explain briefly about Plato's theory. Plato was a famous ancient philosopher who was responsible for different Western philosophical takes and theories. One of Plato's theories stemmed from the idea that the soul has natural contradicting forces at play. For example, you know the times when you're hungry but you find yourself not wanting to eat? Well, according to Plato's theory, there's a reason for that. This is known as the Tripartite Soul. This theory in particular is one that talks about our soul that's separated into three parts. The first part is logos, or reasoning. This part is the soul that's located in the head and is responsible for all of our logical decision making in our daily lives. In terms of fighting games, there are people that make their selection based off the logical side of the aisle. For example, there are players that pick characters because of how easy they are to learn, or to counter a specific matchup, or because of how good they are and who gives them the highest percentage of winning. The players that want the good characters might refer to tier lists to make their decision. A lot of people in the community give these kind of players the label of tier whore as a way to discredit the person for picking a top tier character. But it's interesting because the player that acts on logos probably just want to win since they find the most joy out of winning itself. And if winning is all that matters to them, then there's no reason to pick other characters for any other reason. The second part of the soul is the thymos, or spirit. This part is located in the heart and is responsible for our emotion. This part of the soul gives us our code and honor, but is related to anger. Players that pick characters based on this will often have honor codes about the type of characters they will play, such as never picking a top tier character for the sake of not being too cheap, or not playing certain style of characters like zoners or grapplers. These people are people that rather work harder to secure their victories because for them, the journey is just as, if not more important than the destination. Some people might feel that is ridiculous and you should play whoever gives you the better chance of winning.
You wanna win, yo?
But for these guys, they are winning by sticking to their codes of honor. And if they happen to win a tournament like that, then their victories are all the more sweeter. The last part of the soul is the eros, or the appetitive, and is located in the stomach. This is the part of the soul that deals with our desires, things that makes us feel good and satisfy our appetite, so to speak. Players that select characters based off of this are the type of players that enjoy certain things in fighting games and will always pick characters in different fighting games no matter how good or bad the characters are because they satisfy their hunger and give them the adrenaline rush. These players will pick zoners because they absolutely love to make your life hard for trying to get in on them.
You're gonna learn! This is the real world! You learn it early, son!
Or maybe they like to only play low tier characters because they get a kick out of beating other players with them. Or maybe they like command grab characters because there's something satisfying when it comes to landing them on your opponent. These kind of players like what they like, and no one can convince them otherwise to pick anything else because the power of desire is too strong within them. So the tripartite theory is considered a failed philosophical theory in today's society because human beings have a lot more going on than what the theory proposes. When it comes to fighting games, however, I think this theory is fun to look at in accordance to why we pick our characters. Plato believes that the logos is the part of the soul which should be the driving force of our reasoning. But I believe that the FGC is very interesting because we don't play our characters based on complete reasoning, and that's okay. No one uses only one aspect of the tripartite theory, and majority of people uses all three to some degree or leans more to one aspect than the other. Either way, it creates a very interesting story for us. After all, our journey of self-discovery begins after we pick that first character. If you enjoy the content, please like, comment, and subscribe for more. Later, everyone.